Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon and Ascendant for the month of July. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box below. There's a link down there that will help you, and then you should come back and watch the videos for your Moon and Ascendant signs. So you might find they resonate with you, possibly more than your Sun sign does, but they'll certainly give you a better picture of what's going on with you overall than you'll get from just your Sun sign. I want to take the opportunity to thank those amazing people who have joined me over on Patreon. The vote of confidence is overwhelming. I take what I do here very, very seriously. This is not just a hobby. It feels like life purpose stuff to me. And to find that there are people who value it as much as I do is humbling, to say the least, but it certainly warms the cockles of my heart, so thank you. While I'm in a frame of mind of gratitude, the 7th of July marks my first anniversary of being on YouTube. Somewhat staggeringly, I can barely believe it. It's been an entire year. So I'm having a little shindig, doing a live stream. I'm not going to do it on the Tuesday because that's a terrible time to have a party. I'm going to do it on the Sunday night instead. And yeah, well, I'll do some card readings. I'm going to limit it to, you know, one card, one question, one card answer, so we can get through as many people as possible. And I'll give away a free reading and maybe some books, possibly, because we all know how much I love the books. Yeah, so if you'd like to join me and come and celebrate my first year on YouTube, then by all means, please do. I'd love to see you. It's gone very smoky in here all of a sudden. It's a good job, my fire sign. I can deal with it. So, I hope Mercury retrograde is being kinder to you than it is to me, because frankly, all of my technology is bricking itself and I'm having trouble speaking. My communication is not good at the moment, so I'm doing my best. Bear with me, and hopefully we'll get through this. So, give me 3 cards for Leo, please, for the month of July. I need to know about Leo. Ooh. We've got the Fool in your recent past. I like that. I like that very much. Let's see what we've got in your current energy. That's too many. Temperance, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups. Put those back in, shuffle them in, see if they want to come out again. Quite often they do. So, the current energy for Leo, please. We've got the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. 2 cards that mean sort of similar things. Not entirely, but we'll get into that. And what is coming towards Leo? What does Leo need to know about July, please? I've got the Hierophant. It's a card of Taurus in the Major Arcana. Intriguing. The bottom of the deck, we've got the 7 of Wands, which can talk about feeling defensive, feeling guarded about something. Or it can be a protective energy, or maybe a protective instinct has kicked in about something. We'll see. Anyway, we'll get some clarifiers. We're going to go with the standard Rider-Waite for that. And then we'll see what's going on here. As the smoke is beginning to clear in the room. Right. There's Leo at the bottom of the deck, good sign. Tell me about this Fool, please. Where's the Fool here for Leo? There's the Wheel of Fortune again. We've got the 8 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. And the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Tell me about the Page of Earth, please. Here's the Page of Earth here for Leo. We've got the Hermit. Anything else for the Page of Earth? For fuck's sake. Yeah. Page of Earth, please. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And the Hierophant. Ooh. 6 of Pentacles. And the Devil. That 6 of Pentacles came out in reverse. So, we've got the Nine of Wands and the Four of Swords at the bottom of this deck. Now, this is a card for me of boundaries, right? That's often what it talks about. Sometimes it can talk about needing to pull fucking energy from somewhere, you fucking who knows where Leo's pulling from, right? From our boots, possibly. It's kind of fucked up, it's wounded, and it's still managing to fight. It's getting ready for a fight of some description, right? We've got the Seven of Wands there, which is a protective, guarded energy as well. And it's like, is Cancer season kind of knocking you out a little bit, Leo? Because I really do feel it is for me. I caught myself last night being a proper whiny little bitch. I'm not overstaying it in there. And I was like, what the fuck is that all about? And then I was like, oh, it's Cancer season. It always gets me like this. I'm a bit like, oh, about everything. Anywho, Four of Swords underneath that, right? Be conscious of it. Be aware of it. Maybe meditate on it a little bit. So, let's have a look and see what we've got here for you. There's quite a bit of major arcana on the table. The first card that you've got in your recent past is the Fool. Now, as we know, the Fool is the card of a new start, right? It talks about a road not travelled by you before in some way, right? Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily, you know, a change of geographical location, a change of job, any of those things, but it can indicate those things. The fact that it's a card that I've used the Lost Forest, and on this we've got the Moon here. It seems on that Cancer season again with the Moon. The Moon is the card of Cancer. It seems like you're treading a new path internally, right? There's things that you're learning about yourself. There's things that you're working on about yourself that is new for you. You haven't really been there before. Maybe you've tried to go there before, but for whatever reason you didn't quite manage it. But there's been a fairly significant shift inside you, Leo. Like you've changed. But it's positive. It's a really positive change. But it feels like this whole reading actually feels a little bit muted. Like maybe like somebody's kind of thrown a bucket of water over you in some respect. It's like, it's very, I'm not feeling expressive and leonine. I'm feeling kind of turned in and introverted and a little bit like kind of smouldering a little bit on the outside. But inside there's a lot of work going on, and a lot of work there is going on because we've got the Eight of Pentacles here with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is the card of work. It feels like the work that is going on is internal, and maybe you're aware of it and maybe you're not, right? Maybe it's reaction to current circumstances that you find yourself in that is kind of prompting a level of work that you didn't, you know, voluntarily undertake, but then, you know, it's here, you know? Because of the amount of work that we have done on ourselves since 2017, summer 2017, it's kind of getting to be second nature now. Like we kind of go within with more ease than we ever used to before. And so in some ways it doesn't feel like work because we've achieved a level of mastery over it, right? We've learned lessons the hard way. Difficult lessons, and now that reflective ability that we have, we can just kind of slide into it. Sometimes it's kind of foisted on us and it feels a little bit like the energy is foisting that on us. Like I said, we're in a retrograde at the moment for Mercury, so it's quite likely that that has something to do with it. But it feels like a little bit like kind of pulling in. And I feel like I do this every year anyway. I certainly do it in Pisces season. And it feels like, I was reflecting on this the other day, that maybe I do this during Cancer season as well. Because then when like Leo season hits, I just explode out in a big, you know, fiery, lion-y ball. But Cancer season's more about sort of conserving energy and kind of being reflective and looking at your emotions and stuff like that. I mean, July always feels like a fairly muted month. Now, I know that some of you will be having your birthdays this month. And so you'll probably be popping out fairly soon. I want to pull one more card for this because I could just like literally move straight on, but I'm kind of feeling pulled to do it. I got these cards the other day. They're side cards. I don't know if any of you have seen them before, but I kind of saw an advert for them. I was like, oh, they actually look pretty cool. I might get me some of those, which is basically how I feel about most tarot decks, to be honest. Like, I see them and my heart goes all squiggly, and I'm just like, whoa, the things that I could do with that. I actually got myself a second edition of the Goliath tarot, which has just been released. And my God, I'm so in love with it. It arrived a few days ago, and I was so reverential when I opened it, and it was exactly everything that I hoped it would be. And I was actually shaking a little bit with the energy that was coming off it. So they will be coming to the channel very soon. But anyway, got these. I feel like they've got something to say, and I don't know what it is. Like, they're not tarot cards. They're sort of single message side cards. I need to know about this. Work. It's fucking work. It's an 8 and it's work. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. We'll just see if it's got anything else to say. Your job. Your daily grind. Yeah. Do you know what? It feels a bit like you're on autopilot at the moment, Leo. No, and you're not actually on autopilot. Like, you might be for your daily grind, for your day-to-day shit, but actually there's important stuff going on inside you. You're just not fully conscious of it yet. It's kind of simmering underneath, and I think that you might end up having some sort of revelation later on in the month where you just, all of this stuff kind of arrives fully formed into your conscious, and you're like, holy shit, where did that come from? What about this Wheel of Fortune? Now that is interesting, because the card that's come out is the Beast, right? And we've got the Devil that's come out for you as well. The Beast, 33, is what you fear. This is getting all profound all of a sudden, Leo. I think this might be what your subconscious is squirreling away at the moment. It's the inner beast, it's the things that you fear. That's what it's working on, and that's why it's not time for you to look at it yet, but it's why your energy feels a little bit muted. There's quite a lot of you going to exploring what it is that you fear, so that you can kind of pull it out, I think. This introspective kind of frame of mind continues in your current energy, right? We've got the Page of Earth here, which for me is a new start, right? It's seeing something really, really valuable and making it happen, right? You see this pentacle and you're like, this is a cool thing, or this is an important thing, or this is a valuable thing, and this needs to continue. This needs to grow more than that, right? It needs to be nurtured, it needs to be planted in the ground, and it needs to grow. And whether this is, you know, a work situation, whether this is, you know, what your vocation is, or whether it's, you know, family relationships or partners or whatever it is, right? There's something new that you're trying to bring about at the moment. But we've got these two cards that underlie it here. We've got the Hermit and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is really quite interesting, because the Hermit card speaks to this feeling of muted introspection. It certainly talks about inner work going on. It talks about inner stillness. Like, this dude is off, like, cavorting around in your internal caves, looking for the beast, looking for it to pull it out. Because it's got some sort of effect on your current energy. Whether or not you've made that association yet, it's there. I hope this isn't too vague for you. The Five of Pentacles talks about lack, it talks about loss, it talks about abandonment, isolation, rejection, you know, or a fear of all of those things. When you turn a 5 upside down, it's quite a stabilizing effect on that. It's coming out of that kind of energy, right? It's everything kind of settling down. There's something here. Let's dig around in this a little bit. Why is the Hermit here, please? Queen of Wands, right? Okay, so you are definitely doing a bit of introspecting right now. And in fact, your Queen of Wands feels a little bit buried, right? Because she's not in front of a crowd and she's not performing, she's not doing her usual thing, right? She's kind of underneath the Hermit there. Tell me about this Five of Pentacles. This Five of Pentacles. Just fucking shit going everywhere. Like, what the fuck? Excuse my language. Right. How about this Five of Pentacles? Right. I'm not going to use this deck because it's just having a laugh. It's spewing everywhere and I don't want that. I want a bit of concision, please. Right, we're going to go with the Tarot Mucha. Sometimes decks just get so excited they just start spewing out everything that they can, you know, like everything. And there's probably genuine messages in there somewhere, but it kind of gets lost in the noise, you know. So, tell me about this Five of Pentacles, please. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles for Leo. Got the Wheel of Fortune again and the Page of Wands. And the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. Right. I am fairly certain. Wow, okay. We've got the Devil underneath that. I don't know if you realise even that this is happening, that this is something that you're doing, but as I'm seeing these cards, I'm feeling the truth of it myself as a Leo. Like, there's something going on, and I cannot put my finger on it exactly. But something's shifting and something's changing. Like, whatever this Hermit is doing while he's digging around, or she is digging around in your internal space, there is a sense of absolutely looking for this, right? Bringing it to the surface. Now, the reason for doing that is because, you know, I literally just did the Virgo reading and I was talking there about facing your demons and how they lose their power when you turn around and you fucking look them dead in the eye. And it feels a little bit like, Leo, that's what you're doing, except that you haven't found your demon yet. You're looking for it, right? And maybe it is because you're feeling limited in some way. Now, we've gone through enough to know that, you know, we are in charge of our own destinies. We bring things towards us. We repel things when we, you know, we don't resonate at the right frequency. We're pretty high vibe. And it seems like I got this sense of frustration when I was doing the meditation on your energy, which is another thing that I absolutely aligning with at the moment. A sense of not being able to move forwards, but rather than kind of kicking off and being leonine about it and just being like, I want this done now, it's almost like we've stepped back. It's actually probably quite a mature response for a Leo to have. It's got to step back and go within and work out what it is that's wrong. You know, some of you might be doing some shadow work at the moment, and that's an excellent use of retrograde energy if you are. But others of you won't even know that wouldn't even know how to go about it, say, and just find themselves in a slightly muted frame of mind. We've got this Wheel of Fortune here again, and it's like we're looking for the lessons, we're looking for things to learn, we're looking for something that's missing. What's missing? I don't know, but when we find it, we're going to go sprinting off and experience new things like this. Do you know what it feels like, Leo? And I kind of hate to say it. There's like a little mini ascension going on here. I saw this with Taurus and with Scorpio yesterday, and it's got the same sort of feel to it. There's an underlying kind of, there's something coming up for us, and it's almost like we're going to kind of pull all the trigger points out and all of those things that we know, you know, rumble along underneath, because we don't want to be reactive. This is the thing, right? We want to be proactive, and when you want to be proactive, you need to know what you want, where you're coming from with it, you know, what other things are right. You don't want other people bringing things to your door and then you just kind of, you know, going, oh shit, just fucking lurching from one drama to another, right? We're not about that anymore. We don't want that anymore. And so we step back. this is fascinating. This is much deeper than I thought it was going to be when I first pulled the cards. Let me just sort the light out in here because it's just got really dark. It's getting quite stormy looking outside. So now, what's coming towards us in the light of everything that's gone on here now looks quite interesting, because what we have is the Hierophant, which is the card of Taurus. Now, I don't really like this as a depiction of Taurus. I find that kind of rigid, dogmatic, inflexible energy that is usually portrayed in the Hierophant card to be kind of like the shadow aspect of Taurus, right? And that might be because I'm a fire sign and I get very shitty about being restricted in any way, right? That's possible. But I feel like the Empress is a much nicer depiction of... I'm literally setting fire to my hair now, for fuck's sake. It's a much nicer depiction of the earthy, abundant, creative, verdant energy of Taurus, right? So bear in mind that I already don't really like this card very much, but in the Lost Forest, it is something really fucking dark, right? You see that tree there, and you see how the trunk is twisted. You can see how the branches are twisted. It's like they're not forming, they're not growing properly. What makes it worse is within this tree, we have got skeletons, right? There's one just here, if your camera can pick that up, one there in the tree, and there's one here to the side as well. And it's almost like there have been casualties of this. Now, is this a person? In which case it would be a Taurus. Possibly. A Taurus that you fear, at least, anyway. Or is this something else? This is structure. This is, it's commitment and all that kind of thing. It can be higher education. It can be clubs. It can be schools. It can be universities. It can be business sometimes. It's that formalized hierarchical structure, the thing, right? And this is what's coming towards you. Now, the thing that makes me kind of even more uncomfortable about this is that the two cards that come out to clarify are the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Devil, right? So here we have a twisty, gnarly tree that frankly looks very fucking sinister. I mean, I think it actually looks really cool. Like it looks like some sort of, hell beast should be sort of, erupting out from underneath it like Christopher Walken in Sleepy Hollow, right? On his horse, out the ground. So it's kind of cool, but do I want that energy in my life? Not sure that I do, particularly not with this. Because this card, this way around, talks about achieving balance. It talks about charity. It talks about, kind of like reciprocity. It talks about all those sorts of things. When it's in the reverse, it is the reverse. It is things being unbalanced. It's kind of not knowing which way is up. It is things being difficult. And more than that, it's you finding things difficult. And then we've got the Devil. The second time the Devil itself has come out for this read, but the third time this notion of some sort of beast has arrived, right? Devil energy is toxic. It is, codependent. It's all of these sorts of things. If you've ever spent any time in the company of a narcissist, you can absolutely understand what this is. But because it seems like you have gone looking for it, as seen in your present energy and in your past energy, it looks like in July you find it. Now, why were we looking for it in the first place? I feel like it's because it's a missing piece of the puzzle. Right? It's something about us that is missing. It's a connection inside us that we have not made yet, right? And so it's important that it surfaces. It's important that we let it out. But it looks like it's going to knock you into, throw you for a loop. That's the word I was after, the phrase. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles in reverse, please. We have the fucking Devil. The fucking Devil. Like, what the fuck? Okay. So here it is, Leo. We went looking for the beast. We find it in July, right? Now, whatever this beast is, whether this represents a person, our reaction to a person from the past, we are in retrograde energy, possibly this person is coming back, but this is something to which you have a difficult relationship, a difficult energetic relationship. I think it's something that's loitering around inside you, Leo, and it needs to come out. It needs to be dealt with. Tell me about this. And I feel like the reason that this Hierophant card came out, right, with its twisted bows and its twisted trunk, is it's a formative part of your development, I think. It's, you know, it's kind of looking at your tree, such as it is, and going, why is my trunk twisted? Right? Why is the way that I see this particular thing so weird? Right? Why is it that I struggle with things? And this, you know, we could link this back to potentially low self-esteem, you know, because we suffer with that quite a lot. No matter how much we nurture ourselves, this, you know, sense of imposter syndrome kind of fucking sidelines us every now and again, you know, kind of broadsides you. It's feelings of worthiness. This, okay, yeah. So the card that's come out is the Chariot. We've got the Nine of Pentacles here and the Chariot here, right? This is about integration. There's a dark part of your shadow, Leo, that you are aware it's there, because otherwise you wouldn't go looking for it. But in July, it rears its head, right? It's almost like you sensed it. Like you sensed it was coming, and so you've gone actively looking for it, and that is amazing. Do you remember how we said we didn't want to be reactive, we wanted to be proactive? Well, you've been proactive in going within and looking for it, waiting to hear that roar from inside. Whatever it indicates to you, it's coming up, because it needs to be integrated into part of who you are. You know, it could well be something about yourself that you have squashed down, that you don't acknowledge. Maybe it is the really strong Leo side of yourself, you know. Maybe that is your true Queen of Wands. Is not just like this Queen of Wands, I always think she looks like Glenda the Good Witch from fucking like Wizard of Oz. Do you know what I mean? I don't think she looks powerful enough for what the Queen of Wands is. This looks like a Disneyfied version of what a Queen of Wands is about. And she is fiery. And she's got, you know, she's going to leave people at least a little bit sooty when they've been around her, you know, because she burns bright. This feels like you've been a 2D version of what you actually are for a long time. And something's awakening the beast, right? But the beast is part of who you are. The beast is a part of your Queen of Wands. And she, the beast, it, he, whatever, it wants to be a part of things now, right? This is really heavy shadow work territory, Leo. Now this is, like I said, this is something that we are familiar with. It's something that we've done for, you know, years now. But this one might be a biggie. Right. Tell me about the devil. I think we were getting any cards for a second there. 2 and 2. We've got the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords. 2 cards of the absolute internal, right? You're hitting a crossroads. It's time to make a decision about something, but this isn't a decision about something outside of you. This is not, you know, what you do next in the 3D. This is about what's going on in here. It feels like ascension stuff, Leo. I kind of hate to say that, because I literally just 2 days ago posted on my Facebook an article about awakenings, and, you know, how they weren't elegant. They were messy and raw and all of those kind of things. And this feels a little bit like what it is. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to go over to Vimeo, and I'm going to start kind of pulling this apart a little bit and see what it is. Obviously, whatever the devil represents to each of you is going to be slightly different, but it's something big, and it's something powerful, and it's something that's going to change everything. But you're ready for it, right? You're ready for it. It's going to be uncomfortable, but what comes out the other side is likely going to be really quite impressive, and it's certainly going to be a truer version of you than you feel like you've been rocking recently. Alright, I'll see you soon.